let's get started. Gateway, any updates?
Hello. No specific updates apart from the upgraded nodes for upcoming Spectra hard fork.
Wait, you upgraded which nodes?
Well, Erigon, Nethermind, Lighthouse.
The Ethereum ones, you mean?
Yeah, no. For Gnosis. Well, Ethereum also. But I meant all nodes upgraded.
Okay, but there's no nodes for Spectra yet for Gnosis Chain.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah, anyways, Shutter?
Yeah, nothing too new to report. Still working on the P2P issues. We almost have a new release for Chiado after Nethermind pointed us to the new libDB Go library release. I think they also have a release candidate, I assume. And then also aligning with the QA team to have a shutterized Spectra set up. Yeah, just starting on that.
Yes, Marcus.
Mark will not be able to join today, but regarding the shooter updates from our end, Alex is testing the P2P fixes, but is still seeing some missing keys. He wants to upgrade to Go libP2P on shooter side, as the newer version seems to stay connecting better. That's his update.
So you want the Shutter team to upgrade their Go libP2P library?
Yep, it's on the shooter side.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
basically also what I was trying to say.
Ah, I see. All right, thank you. Hive tests?
Hi, nothing to report regarding Hive.
All right, and Ethereum tests?
Hi, we've generated tests for 4 out of 8 EIPs of Prague for Gnosis, and I shared it on Gnosis QA testing group in Telegram, and yeah, continue working on that other left tests. That's it.
Camille?
Also, one small update from me, but not related to any of those two. Yesterday, I spoke a little bit with EF DevOps team about some consolidation, load testing, etc., and what they had. And they suggested that we could try out assertor tests. Those are new tests which they created not recently, but a few months ago. And they are heavily working on them right now. So today, I'm checking if there is any possibility to run those tests. And the interesting thing is that we could potentially configure it to run them on DevNet. So as something on the side which I'm doing is trying to adjust them and run some Spectra related tests on DevNet 6.
Okay, sounds good. How were those called?
Assertor. I will send the link on the chat shortly.
Okay, perfect, thank you. All right, so let's move on to client updates then. Nethermind?
Okay, so I will go then. Recently, we released 131 version for Ethereum, Spectra updates for testnets, 131, sorry. And yeah, this is covering hard forks for Choleski and Sepolia. In the meantime, we are checking if there is nothing else which we should do, like some fixes. Everything seems to be working fine for now on this version. So from this perspective, it's all for client side.
All right, Erigon?
So we have released version 3.0.0 beta 2 with scheduled hard forks for Ethereum testnets. may do a beta 3 soon if Chiado is known. Aside from it, I'm still looking into an ETH estimate gas issue for cow swap. Maybe a little hard to reproduce, but let's see.
All right, thank you.
And yeah, sorry, I have one small update about Shutter. Today we're code complete with the main functionality. So I'm going to spend probably the next 2 weeks testing this on Shadow. And fixing bugs, of course. Still need to add some integration tests on our side and some metrics, but I think the main functionality should be is code complete. And I just wanted to ask Ulrich, are the keepers on Chiado operational?
They should be, yes.
Okay, cool. And
yeah.
Should I set up my own encrypted RPC server, or do you guys have one that I can use to send transactions? Or?
There is one you can use. Yeah, I can send you the details offline.
Okay, cool, awesome, thank you. But yeah, that's my update.
Perfect, thank you. I guess Guillaume is not here, so let's move on to Wrath.
Hello. Yeah. So Red is syncing mainnet live. So it's Cancun ready right now. Currently working on the Pectra related features. So, things like consolidation and the execution layer request, those features were not there on earlier, like in the Cancun version. So I'm adding those in addition to the Gnosis specific the gas calculation. I'm facing one issue on, so I have to ask the Nethermind team about this. So I was using a Docker image released last month, or 2 months ago actually, that was running fine, but I'm using the release right now, which was released 6 days ago, and I'm facing an issue where transactions, even non-blob transactions, so 1559 transactions, those are not finalizing. Like even when I send the ETH send raw transaction message, I'm not getting a block like transaction hash. I'm just getting that the chain is syncing or pending. I'm not sure why, but this wasn't an issue in the earlier version.
Sounds a bit like what Dmitro has right now on DevNet, not sure.
Yes, he was talking specifically of blob transactions, I think, but I'm facing the same thing for even non-blob ones.
This is just for Pectra, or no? This is before as well, right?
Before as well, yes. So I'm sending a transaction on the Cancun fork, so there this issue is also there.
But once again, you send those transactions on Shadow or on?
It's a custom chain. So I mean, the specs match Chiado's, but it's a custom chain.
Okay. Your chain. Okay.
Yes.
And
I'm running locally.
Yeah. And the behavior is that you do not get, when you do if central transaction, you
yes
get transaction hash.
I do not. I'll send you the engine reply. Yeah, I get something of this sort.
Okay, let me check. Is it so? It's Nethermind, just to be clear. Or Erigon.
Pardon?
It's which EL?
It's you mean the chain?
No. So if client, which client?
Nethermind. I'll give you the release version. That is the Docker image released 6 days ago. I can give you the hash.
So Nethermind, right?
Yes, it's Nethermind.
Okay. So Okay, I'll check it async.
Okay, yes, I can give you the scripts, etc., which I am using to generate and which was working last week.
All right.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to Pectra then. So regarding the DevNet, okay, I will copy what Dimitro just wrote on the group. So the consolidations have been tested and seem to work now. So this is because we spun up the new DevNet with lower validator requirements for consolidation. As far as I understood, I don't remember the variable name. The block fee collector works on both Erigon and Nethermind. EL exits work, and we can also get the GNO back. So all good. I don't remember what this was. Erigon issue with execution requests. Was that the Xcode hash thing? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was about the wrong ordering of bytes. It was fixed on the release.
Awesome. So the deposit contract, we haven't done anything yet. So this is still to be worked on. The Pectra tests are running on Erigon as far as I understood, so everything is good on this side. The contracts were deployed on mainnet but not testnet. So the thing is for Shadow, I don't have a node that doesn't have EIP 155 disabled. I tried to sync an Erigon one today, but it didn't work for Shadow. So, well, I have to sync a Nethermind one. It should not be an issue, but it will take some more time. So it's not quite done yet, but this I will get done this week. The DevNet 5 issue, did you find the reason?
Yeah, I think the discussion was more about mismatch on the versions. I think there's still some looking into it, but the problem at the end was like Erigon was like using DevNet 6 config and Nethermind was using 5 or something related to that.
Yeah, and also Anders is looking from our team on why it did happen because he's a little bit confused. Why this specific PR when added is fixing that. Something which he is just not 100% sure, so he's just checking that. But nevertheless, the DevNet 5 progressed with that transaction, and on DevNet 6 we didn't reproduce that because all of those PRs which fixes that potentially are included.
But on DevNet 5, you were also not able to reproduce it, right?
We reproduced it on DevNet 5 with clients versions which were used initially, but then when we upgraded Nethermind nodes to the DevNet 6 specification, it processed well. So we fixed that in meantime.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so there are issues. I don't know what happens, but it doesn't really matter, I think, for now. Same for this. Yeah, Camille?
I don't see on a list a fork which happened on DevNet 6 on Erigon node when consolidation happened. I know Carlos was working heavily to reproduce that second time, but we didn't made it in multiple ways. So not sure if Carlos has any update on that.
Yeah,
that was the one with the low star, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. It's I think Nico is still looking at it. We haven't had any updates about what could be it, but we didn't manage to reproduce it even with other low star or Erigon clients. So it's a weird case that we hit there.
Okay.
Just probably worth to note that this is not like Gnosis specific. At least it doesn't feel like Gnosis specific issue, but not to be confirmed. Maybe Nico will tell us more because it feels like something failed on the Lodestar side.
Right. Okay, so I guess at this point the question is: are we feeling confident to schedule Shadow or not?
From my end, I think like we started that discussion yesterday. Lion initiated it. In my opinion, we could schedule it more or less around Sepolia hard fork because we still have some things which we are checking, but not like any big issues. So just what this fork from Erigon feels weird, but it's like edge case. So not sure how do you want to approach that, but I would recommend something like right after Sepolia, like day or two. So we will have more knowledge from those two forks from Ethereum.
Okay, so 2 days after Sepolia would be a Friday. So I would say either do it earlier or do it the next Monday, which would be March 10.
So I will go earlier, so on Thursday.
Okay, so
day
March
after,
6th.
day after Sepolia, right?
Yeah, because few days after Sepolia, it will, and we want to squeeze Gnosis hard fork more or less around mainnet, or as Marek suggested, even earlier. Then it might be a bit too late with Chiado, at least in my opinion.
Right, so March 6th then.
That's my suggestion, but not sure what other feels about it.
We also have to look into those dates, and I don't remember exactly the fork epochs or bond boundaries or something like that. Lion, can you look into that?
Yeah.
Because maybe like this is not a good, there is no good hour or whatever to do it on March 6th.
Okay, but I think there is a consensus that we want to do it just before Sepolia, and it might be Thursday or Monday, but we will prefer
after.
Thursday. After. Sorry, guys. Yes. So we will agree on timestamp. Maybe Lion, you will propose some timestamps, and we will release Nethermind version. Sounds good.
Yeah, I would say Nethermind release would be nice to. I mean, Nethermind and Erigon release would be nice to target them between Holesky and Sepolia. So maybe there will be some learnings from Holesky, so we can include them quickly in some hotfix with timestamps for Chiado.
Okay, so Lion already sent the dates. So on the 6th, there's nothing in CT hours. On the 10th, we have at 16. Oh, wait, it's UTC. 16 UTC. I think most of us are in CT, right? So that would be 5 p.m. CET.
Yeah, Monday looks good.
Sounds good. In my opinion.
Yeah, so the conditions Line was looking into was 11 UTC to 19 UTC. I guess after 19 UTC is maybe a bit late. Maybe before we could, yeah, Line, could you check starting from 9 a.m. maybe? Wait, when is 9 a.m. UTC? That's 10. Yeah, so I think you can check starting at like 8 or 10, 8 or 9 UTC. But yeah, if not, this is a good set as well.
So when mainnet then? 2 weeks from Chiado or something like that? Or 3 weeks?
We want to target before Ethereum mainnet.
Yes. I'm just thinking out loud if it won't be too late for Chiado.
Yeah, that's my concern.
But let's check calendar.
Yeah, so we have a date also on the 6th at 9:43 UTC, which would be 10:43 CET, which I think is reasonable for most of us. But yeah, maybe a bit early for Lion.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, let's do it on the 6th then.
This one is better. Yeah, will give us a little bit more time before mainnet.
Yes.
When is the tentative date for mainnet? Is it April 8th?
So it's like 30 days,
30 days,
from Holesti, but this is
from Sepolia.
first from Sepolia. But
So it's like beginning of April.
yeah, it's beginning of April. So we have to aim end of March with Gnosis mainnet. And maybe, Felipe, we can start communicating it. That's our goal. Of course, it depends on testing, etc. But just to give people heads up about our plans.
Yeah, definitely. We would start communicating when we announce Shadow, most likely.
Perfect. Perfect.
So,
yeah, so sounds good. So we will have about 3 weeks from Chiado, two up to 3 weeks.
Yeah, so 3 weeks would be Thursday the 27th. I think we can do this entire week, like from the 24th to the 28th, and that would be quite good. Yeah.
So the client releases, if no issues on Shadow, we can release between, let me check calendar, in the week 10 of March, so 10 to 40 this week, client releases.
Just would be good to have also mainnet date for that, so we could squeeze both, right?
Yeah.
But probably you will have a consensus around that already.
Yeah, so not necessarily. We will see. Maybe we will have to split those releases. We will see.
Not an issue. Better to have less, but not an issue to have two if needed.
So those are the possible slots for mainnet. So in the week of the 24th to the 28th, and then a little bit more, I guess. We could have one on April 1st, which would be fun, but yeah, maybe Monday or Tuesday, 24th, 25th would be good. So that would be around 3 weeks after Shadow. So we have time to make sure everything works and whatever. And then we would be like 1 week before Ethereum, or we go April 1st. I mean, that's okay with me too. But yeah, I think we can. I mean, we still have time. We can decide on that date on next week. But yeah, let's make sure we agree on this one first for Shadow. So Thursday, 6th of March at 10:43 CET.
Yeah,
so that everyone agree?
Like if mainnet goes live on the 8th, it's just 1 week before, so it's actually a decent time.
Yeah. Okay, well then let's tentatively, I guess, go for April 1st, because it would be fun.
If you want to keep all the times and just highlight the one that we like.
Makes sense. All right, so confirmed for Shadow. We have a tentative date for mainnet. Sounds great. Anything else we have to do until then?
Something I want to bring up is because of how the churn constants are in Gnosis, which are much more flexible. Consolidation in Gnosis would be possible to happen much faster than mainnet. I think in mainnet, to achieve a consolidation ratio of 2x, it will take like 2 years. I think in Gnosis, I haven't done the math exactly, but just from Napkin, it could be really quick. We're talking like weeks, where we could have like the network fully consolidated into 64x. I think nothing bad would happen, but we should first think, how do we want to approach the community in terms of consolidation speeds? I think we probably want to do it slowly. And I wonder if it would be worth it to have, not in a DevNet, but maybe do a shadow fork or something, or just a brand new DevNet with, say, 100,000 indexes, and then consolidate everyone to the maximum balance. just to be safe.
Yeah, I think there's also one thing to consider in that sense is that I don't know how the tooling is on Ethereum side, but for a consolidation, currently, as far as I understand, you have to do one transaction per consolidation. So for, having one full validator, it would take you 64 transactions plus one to actually activate, like to swap from a 01 to 02 credential. And doing this manually would anyways take a lot of time. So I don't know if there's any tooling on that side that would actually make this faster.
Yeah, of course, tooling has to do this.
Yeah, I know, but do we if we don't have this, then it will not be fast on Gnosis anyways. It's what I'm trying to say.
I see. Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, there's no rush with this. This is something we can do after the fact. Like, I'm 99% confident there's no problem. There will be no problem. Because at the end, a highly consolidated network is just a smaller network.
Yes.
And smaller networks just run just fine.
So,
but if we do a DevNet with 100,000 keys, then if it takes 2 months to activate, then how useful is it for us to, what will we learn from it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a bit of an impractical test, to be honest. And I don't see what can go wrong. But my only point is that this is a mode that mainnet will not touch and that will touch first. That basically was my point.
Right. I think we can still spin up a big network and do a lot of consolidations and then see how it works for the first weeks or something like that. But without any actual load and everything like that, I don't know how useful it actually is. Yeah, Marek?
So I have a topic related to consolidation, maybe question to Lion. Do you expect that people will generally consolidate? Because I'm not sure because of slashing risks.
I mean, this is a social phenomenon and a social decision, so I cannot provide my opinion. Doesn't matter much here. Like I've been getting research about this, and I've been trying to steer the opinion in the direction that it's not that bad. Like for the only people that, I mean, the reality is that the risk of you getting slashed is so low that even if the odds skew a little bit, it doesn't matter in the long term. But yeah, it's like a reverse lottery, and people are very sensitive to lottery type probability events.
My understanding is that if you consolidate, then you will be slashed severely, while if you don't have a consolidation, then if you will be slashed, then you have some time for reaction before your other validators will be slashed. And yeah, this is my conversation with our DevOps team that we're considering if they should do consolidation, basically.
So what happens is when you consolidate, you make your slashing events more discrete. So in the extreme case where you have 1,000 keys and say somehow you can consolidate into one, you make an event that would be quite distributed across different events of random probability into a single event. So you have max discreteness. Then if you are unlucky and the one key you have manages to do a slashing offense, then yeah, you get slashed for all the keys. But keep in mind that because you have one single key, the probability that that key will get slashed is less. So everything kind of smooths out. It depends on how you model this scenario. Like if you want, I can link some research on the topic. But it's not as extreme. It's just like because of the discreteness, the variability function changes in a way that the distribution of the odds is a little bit worse. That's how I would say it.
Okay, thank you for explanation.
But just to be clear, if you're a big operator and you have 10,000 keys and you consolidate into a significant amount of keys, say from 10,000 to 1,000, there is a negligible change in probability, and we have proven this. Because the main point of MaxCV is for big operators to consolidate, and for them it doesn't make a difference.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should probably try to push for people to consolidate, because we have a fairly big network that is, just 5-second break times and whatever. So it would just be great for Gnosis Chain in general to have consolidations, right?
But on the other hand, we have this churn limit that Lion was a little bit afraid of, that to not consolidate too quickly. So
yeah, but you're right. It's going to take some time anyway. But I think we should aim to consolidate heavily, because it will make the operations much cheaper. And that's the other point. Like, from a network point as a whole, I think the benefits of consolidation far outweigh the increase in the slight expected probability. Like, I think everyone here agrees that the minimum balance in Gnosis is way too low. And this feature is amazing to fix that.
Yes, agreed. Well, I don't think it's too low, because I think it's very good to have a low entry bar, but with MaxCV, it's clearly much better.
Well, I mean, it's good if people want to participate in the network for some reason, but the reality is that it's not economically feasible. Like the cost of a node cannot be offset unless you have some number of keys. I don't know what number that is, but it's definitely not one.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So we have dates. Everything seems to be okay with the DevNets for the most part. Do you have anything else to discuss? When can we have shadow releases ready?
Question is, do we want to make them like straight away? Because probably making APR and adding timestamps, we can do that in like a day or two. Or we want to wait for Holesky, ensure that what we implemented works on Holesky, and release the versions after Holesky.
I think we can wait. We can start communicating. I mean, who is actually even running shadow nodes? I think it's just Gateway, Nethermind, Gnosis, and I don't even think Erigon are running any. So
we recently added around 400 Chiado validators. So yeah, we'll have to update them as well.
Right, okay. But what I mean is that people in this group here have by far more than 2/3, right?
Yeah, probably yes.
Well, maybe we should check on that to make sure, but I think we should be able to update very, very quickly, like in a few days, maybe. So yeah, if we do it 1 week after Shadow, it might be enough.
You mean after Holesky, right?
Right, yeah. Holesky is on the 24th, so
Yes.
we would have some time to update. I mean, to publish releases for Shadow.
From Nethermind perspective, if nothing will fail on Holesky, with our procedure for releasing, we can release like a next day after Holesky, probably.
Okay, sounds good. What about Erigon?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay, perfect. All right, so let's do that. Well, talk about that in a next call then. Yeah, if there's nothing else, then
yeah. Sorry, can someone from Erigon, someone from Nethermind, can you please confirm the times? That's the procedure we do in previous forks.
So we have automated test whenever we put timestamp in our config, we check those boundaries, etc. That's what you are asking?
Yes.
Yeah, so after this one mistake that we had, I don't know, on Shadow, don't remember exactly, we implemented some automated tests, but of course, we will double check.
Thank you.
Holesky, probably.
No, it was Gnosis. It was, I remember it was Shadow. I think 1 hour before Shadow we
Oh, maybe.
Is that something is wrong?
Yeah.
So Philip and Lion probably remember that.
I remember, yes.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. All right, perfect. Then thanks for joining, unless there's anything else. But I think at this point not. And Holeski.
Sorry, just about this timestamp. Holeski doesn't follow this rule because there was issues when there was Holeski Genesis, so Holeski is exception as well. So can you remember it well as yeah?
Interesting.
Sorry, Philippe, can you please post this in a message? Or do we have access to this doc? I am not familiar with.
Yeah, normally everyone should have access to it.
Oh, okay.
It's in this group.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
But I can also post this on the Telegram group.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thanks for joining, and see you next week.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.